Hi, good morning everybody. Nice to see you all coming in. We're here for the Recycle Week 2023 webinar. I know it's Monday morning, but it's great that you could join us. Just give time for everybody to get through the door. Just to check that everybody can hear me okay, could I just ask somebody to pop something in the chat function? Let me know what the weather's like where you are today. Have you still got the sunshine or have you got the rain? Thanks, Lauren. Cloudy in Manchester. Wow, bit of a mix. It's cloudy and very wet where I am in Lancaster. Sunny and scunny. You've held on to the sun. Well done. Perfect, thanks, that's great. You can obviously all hear. We'll just give it another minute or so because we're expecting a few more people to join. You all right, Craig, if we make a start now?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, okay, that's grand. So many thanks for joining today's webinar. Before we start, I'll just make you all aware this session is being recorded and will be made available to download from our website after today. So if you want to reflect back on anything or share with colleagues that couldn't make it, it'll be easy for you to do that. Everybody is on mute, with the exception of the speakers. And if you have any questions, and hopefully you will, please use the chat function. Today's session, we've allowed for an hour, just to allow plenty of time for questions if you need it. If not, we possibly won't need that whole hour. So yeah, just moving on, Craig. So for those of you who are perhaps new to WRAP's webinar programme or possibly not really aware of the scope of WRAP's work, WRAP's a climate action NGO working around the globe to tackle climate change and give the planet a sustainable future. We were established in 2000 and now work in over 40 countries. And Craig actually participated in Recycle Week in South America last year, which was a first for us, which was great. We believe that our natural resources should not be wasted and that everything we use should be reused and recycled. We bring people together, we act on the facts and we drive change, and Recycle Week is a really good example of that, working with a range of stakeholders. We want to help you tackle climate change and protect our planet by changing the way things are produced, consumed and disposed of. We do this by working with governments, local authorities, businesses, consumers and across the whole value chain. The work projects and research and partners that we work with are extensive. So I really would urge you to take a look on our website or our social media channels to get yourself up to speed with opportunities that you can work with us. So hopefully most of you will have participated in Recycle Week in some shape or form previously and have used the resources from our Recycle Now branding in your authorities' campaigns. This year, it's our 20th year celebrating Recycle Week, and we've got some fantastic new approaches to share with you. I remember the first time I used the Recycle Now icon when I worked back at Blackpool. We were launching a massive new service change, and we had the Recycle for Blackpool icon and swoosh on absolutely everything. We even had our own rock, which said Recycle for Blackpool through the centre. and we got the opportunity to link in with our illuminations team during Recycle Week, and we had a Blackpool Tower made from recycled items that was all lit up as part of Recycle Week. And the sort of recognition from citizens during that time and of the branding was really, really great. So I would really urge you to use it where possible and be more creative. We've got some ideas, but you can localize it as well. So enough of me reminiscing and showing my age, really, that was over 20 years ago. I'm now going to hand over to Craig, who is our senior campaigns manager, and Zoe, who's also a campaigns manager, is in support as well. So over to you, Craig.
Yes, thanks, Ruth. Yes, 20 years. I worked out, I think I just graduated that year that it was. First, I think it was called the Big Recycle back then. It wasn't Recycle Week. So yeah, we've progressed to Recycle Week. So yes, I'm going to talk through what we've got planned and what we have available for you. But again, if there's anybody kind of new on the call or new to Recycle Now, new to WRAP, Recycle Now is one of WRAP's high-profile citizen brands. We have a few. You'll probably know Recycle Now and Love Food, Hate Waste. And Recycle Week is the largest national annual recycling campaign that's delivered by us. And yes, been going since 2004, and it is that key week of the year where everybody in the kind of the system, the retailers, the brands, the waste management companies, trade associations, governments, schools, media, we all come together to really galvanize the public into recycling more of the right things more often. And that is our kind of mantra at Recycle Now, recycling more of the right things more often. So as we do every year, we have a theme for Recycle Week. This year it's 16th to the 22nd of October. Hopefully that has been in your diaries firmly for the past few months. We kept it in October. It moved last year from September due to the passing of the Queen, but we had some really good feedback that it was a great time, and because we started it a bit later, we've kept it there so we have a full year ready to plan for it. So this year, the theme, the Big Recycling Hunt, is all about focusing on missed capture items. So those items that can be recycled locally that are commonly missed at home. So they are plastic shampoo and conditioner, plastic cleaning products and detergents, plastic pots, tubs, trays, aerosols and food tins. And we know that these are missed from our national recycling tracker that some of you would have heard of. Every year we track the UK citizens' recycling behaviours. What are they recycling? What are they not recycling? What are they contaminating with? The reasons for that. And we draw on this data every year and throughout the year to really influence the campaigns that we run. So this year is miscapture. Last year we focused on contamination. So every year we try and look for something that we can really kind of tap into. And this year the theme was, we had lots of themes kind of generated, but we really like to go with something called the Big Recycling Hunt. So we have a manifesto. Every year we have what we feel an inspirational piece of writing that we put in our partner toolkit. I won't read it word for word, but it's there for you, and it offers some great kind of copy for you to use in whether it's news articles on your websites, in briefing partners about why they should get involved in this year's Recycle Week campaign. So yeah, the manifesto will be there in the toolkit for you to use. And you can see there, the Big Recycling Hunt has its logo. So every year we have a really cool logo that's associated with the campaign. This year, we really like it. You can see the items hidden in the letters there. So yes, that will be there as part of the toolkit. And I'll talk about that as we go through the presentation. But yeah, a really cool logo this year for you to use. So what are we doing this Recycle Week? As mentioned, we're going to provide you with a toolkit that gives you all the words and all the images, everything you need to be able to showcase that your local authority, your brand, whether you're a retailer, they're behind the Big Recycling Hunt. And we put this live last week, so hopefully you've had time to download it and digest it. If not, we'll pop the link in the chat for you that will take you to the WRAP resource library. We'll be able to download it and take time, have a cup of coffee, read through it, see what's on offer, and yes, start to download and use the resources. but I'll talk you through what we've got for you. So the first thing we've got is a teaser post. So we haven't done this before. This was a learning from our sister campaign, Love Food, Hate Waste. They did this for Food Waste Action Week. So yes, there's some nice teaser post for Facebook and Instagram and X, or Twitter, if you're still calling it Twitter, that you can use from now on to really kind of show that you're behind the big recycling hunt, maybe tease out a few of the things that you're doing to the citizens in your area. But this is the first thing that we would say to download and use to really show that you're behind the campaign. We then, as we do every year, have a whole range of assets, predominantly for social media. So we have this year static and animated assets to use again across the social media platforms X, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, these assets have been designed with a particular target segment in mind. So every year we try and really tap into who are the people that are contaminating, who are the people that are missing particular items. And we're very lucky at Wrap to have a segmentation piece of work where we can actually understand a bit about who those people are, kind of the demographics, but also about what are their likes, what are their interests, what are their hobbies, even down to kind of what media they're consuming, how do they consume their media. So we have a nice profile of those people. So we take that and build the campaign around them. So the social assets that you'll see here, we have 5 in total. You wonder why there's 6. The 5 there have Britain Recycles logos at the bottom. We're just showcasing the one on the right that has the NI, the Northern Ireland Recycles logo on for our local authorities and partners in Northern Ireland. So we have them all with the various logos on. And they're all focused on the particular items that we are trying to focus on, those miscaptured items. So pots, tubs, trays, food tins, shampoo, conditioner, cleaning, detergent bottles, and aerosols. And you'll see the titles that we use here. So the one that love, hey foodies, when you're done with the dal, recycle that tray. Hey master chefs, once you've cooked up a storm, recycle those empty tins. And you see as we go along, we've kind of used that kind of language. That language is being used is because we hope it's going to resonate with the target segment. So again, we know that the segment that we want, they are particularly keen at cooking. They would identify as foodies. So we're trying to use the language that would hopefully stop them in their Instagram, their Facebook feeds as things that they would identify with, foodies, master chefs. Even down to, I think it's the 4th one in, hey, clean talkers. Now, this is a hashtag that's used on TikTok, as well as kind of other social platforms where people that are really interested in cleaning, they identify as one of these clean talkers. I had never heard of it before, admittedly, but it's a real thing. And we're really experimenting here with the segmentation to try and kind of reach those particular segments by kind of saying, hey, clean talkers, when you're done with that such and such a product, recycle those empty bottles. So it's a really clever way of trying to identify a particular person. So yeah, these will be there for you to take and download. They're available now, so please start to kind of schedule those posts. We've got plenty of time to get your social media teams looking at using those throughout Recycle Week. As with every year, we really would like you to go live on the Monday of Recycle Week to really kind of get behind the buzz using the hashtags, which I'll talk about in a minute, to really kickstart the week to see if we can get as much noise happening as possible. So you'll see there, we've provided you with all the social post copy. So really trying to make it as easy as possible as you to get your kind of social media teams engaged. You'll see there we have the kind of the visual copy. We have the sample example of what the post copy could be, as well as all of the taglines and hashtags to use. So this year we'll have obviously Recycle Week, but we'll have the big recycling hunt hashtag as well. And if you want to, you can send them through to our Recycle Now campaign page that we are in the process of building. That will go live probably a day or so before Recycle Week. So if you do send people there, don't worry if it's not going through until kind of that weekend before, because we'll have lots of information that that we have to put live on the Monday, whether it's stuff we're using in PR. By all means, send people through to your own web pages. We know citizens like to be given information by their local authorities. They see it as a very trusted source of information, especially around recycling. So if you don't go through to Recycle Now, please go through to the recycling pages that you have on your own websites. We then have assets for you to customize. So you can see here at the bottom, we have the swoosh location recycles area that you can put your logo in there, and your council or partner logo in there as well on the right. You can't tweak the main body copy. A lot of insight work and design time and thinking have gone into how they are laid out and the words that we've used there. So we ask you not to play around with those. It also offers a consistent look and feel of to the campaign across the whole country by keeping those as they are. But to show that you're behind it, use your location recycles. So whether it's Manchester Recycles, Birmingham Recycles, you can pop your logo there and the council logo on the bottom right. So there are all the assets. I hope you like them. As I say, they're available now. The link will be in the chat. So get there, download them, and start to plan to use them. If you can't use the assets for whatever reason, if it doesn't suit your collection scheme where you are, if you want to focus on different items, by all means do. But please use the hero or clean tagline, so the big Recycling Hunt logo. We provide this every year for authorities or brands or retailers that might want to focus on something that's particularly important to them, but they still want to show that they're part of the campaign. So you'll see two logos there that you can have. One is the one that I've shown you already with the particular items in the copy. If that doesn't work for you, we have a clean tagline on the right-hand side. So one without the items as letters in there. So again, they'll be there for you to download as well. Okay, you'll also see in the toolkits a section around schools. So this year we are doing a huge schools campaign, a schools competition and program to really kind of launch the big recycling hunt. The main reason for that is we know the target segment that I've talked about over-index of having primary age school children at home, and we really want to get the future recyclers really engaged this year to get the messages back into the home to parents and guardians. So this year we've developed dedicated resources to get 5 to 11-year-olds, so primary school age, key stage 1 and 2, involved in the big recycling hunt. You'll see in the toolkit, to get access to this, it will mean teachers or those that go into classrooms to sign up to the Action Pack, which is Recycle Now's schools campaign. So Recycle Now Action Pack, there is a dedicated website where there's a link in the toolkit where you can go sign up, and in a week, probably a couple of weeks, that Action Pack website will change to be the big recycling hunt, where we'll be encouraging schools in the build up to Recycle Week and beyond to download the educational resources and get planning activities to do in Recycle Week. But also they can do them before or after if things don't work with their timings. But we're really promoting that they get involved in Recycle Week. So if you do go into schools, I know a lot of local authority education officers, recycling officers, they do outreach in schools. There will be 2 downloadable PowerPoints that have classroom activities in them, one for Key Stage 1, one for Key Stage 2. And as part of that, there are activities that the children do in class. One around, we call it Creative Sparks. So designing a poster for home or school inspired by famous artists. And there's a whole classroom resource to explain that in there about how the children get involved with that. There's another one called Winning Writers. So writing a 1-page leaflet to get people, to encourage people to recycle, to hunt out the lost recyclables. And then the other one is our perfect performers. So developing a short play or a presentation or a poem, working in groups based on the lost recyclables. And again, in the resources, we have kind of examples of what that could look like and how teachers or educational kind of outreach staff could use those. So yes, we really want to encourage you, if you don't go into schools, to make use your contacts to make schools in your area aware. whether that's going through the county council or staff to kind of raise the profile of this school's competition, because this is the big activity that we're going to be promoting for Recycle Week. As part of the big recycling hunt in schools, to make sure the messages are getting home, because it's great to get the children kind of excited in the classroom, but what we want to do is get them back into the home talking about it with parents and carers and guardians. So there is a big recycling hunt family challenge, and in the challenge there's 3 activities that children can do as part of a homework task. So that's doing a fun recycling parent v child quiz, where we encourage the children to get the parents to look up the recycling locator, get them to answer questions about if these items can or cannot be recycled. And then obviously there's a quiz element to it. But it drives traffic to the recycling locator to make sure parents know that 1, it exists, but 2, to get clarity of that those items can be recycled in their area. The other one is a lost recyclable treasure map hunt. So we'll be asking children to draw a treasure map, so where these lost recyclables are found and how they make their way to the recycling bin. And the other one is a big recycling hunt photo competition. So we'll be asking children and their parents, guardians, to take photos of the lost recyclables in unusual places. So almost like selfies. And the important thing to mention for both this and the activities is they're all part of a competition. So the ones that happen in the classroom, teachers will be able to submit the entries via the Action Pack website to a competition where they'll be in with a chance of winning prizes for the school. And then the family challenge, the photos will be submitted through the family page that will be linked to through the resources. To Recycle Now, where they can upload their photo, and we'll do a couple of monthly prize draws for £20 vouchers. So lots of fun activity, some good prizes to win. So again, we really hope to really spread the message and get recycling behaviours changed through this family and schools activity. To support that, we will be doing lots of engaging national and local press. We're just working that up at the moment, but we're looking to get some celebrity ambassador endorsement behind this campaign. We'll be looking to do national press releases where we'll be sending WRAP and Recycle Now spokespeople out to schools. We'll be showcasing some schools that are doing the activities and some families that are taking part. So yes, lots of activities, lots of press happening, and we will have a template press release that will be associated with that you'll be able to download and use a little closer to Recycle Week. To support that, as always, we will do out-of-home advertising, advertising through buildings being lit up green. We've been doing this for probably 5 years now, and it's really kind of building momentum. So again, we will be contacting local and national landmarks to see whether they'll go green for us. And one of the things that we would love you to do is speak to any local landmarks that you have in your areas that you could persuade to go green. And as I've mentioned, we are developing a engaging website, really showcasing the recycling locator to drive lots of traffic through, so citizens can get more information about these kind of the big recycling hunt and what they could be doing in their areas. So that's the main activity that we're doing, what we call our direct to citizen activity. So yeah, please join in. We've got a slide at the end that just kind of talks through some other ideas that you could do around Recycle Week, but the main thing is getting involved in that big recycling hunt, downloading the toolkit and using the resources, using the hashtag on everything. Tag in Recycle Now where you can. Please do that, because that allows us to see your posts, so we can then retweet and share them as well. The other thing that we're doing is the Recycling Summit, which we also launched sign up for last week. So to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Recycle Week, we wanted to do something business to business, B2B, and we thought, what a great opportunity to host WRAP's very first Recycling Summit. So this is an online or a series of online events where we're going to have some wrap and other industry professionals giving some presentations, kind of showcasing the knowledge and the tools that we have to help you deliver positive recycling changes where you are. We're also going to take the opportunity to have some panel discussions with the Recycle Week sponsors. So you may have seen that we've announced various sponsors over the past week. At the moment, we have sponsors that have confirmed to be on the panel are Britvic, Tesco's, Danone and Boots. Likely to sign up a few more over the next couple of days. So Coca-Cola have been announced as a sponsor. They're putting forward a panelist and probably Arla as well. So you'll start to see some more information about kind of those panel discussions. But they should be really interesting, showcasing the work that they're doing. We've got a couple of people at WRAP who are going to kind of host the panel. So yeah, really have some engaging conversations. So again, we can pop in the chat the link to where you sign up for that if you haven't already. But just to talk you through some of the areas that we're going to cover, you don't need to sign up for all of them. You can sign up for each individual day because there might be things in there that are less relevant to you. So we're going to kickstart on the Tuesday. They're all going to happen over lunchtime. We thought that would be quite nice kind of breakout webinars over lunchtime that you can drop into. The first one will be opened by Harriet Lamb, our CEO. So she will open the first one, and then we'll move into some talks around our audience segmentation that I've talked about and the recycling tracker. So Mark Roberts, who you may know, will talk you through that, which hopefully will be really insightful for you about how we have profiled the population into these segments using kind of various data. And then I'll talk a bit more about how we've used that to really influence Recycle Week. So you've heard a bit about how we know that they're families and we know the kind of things they're interested in. I'll go into a bit more detail about how we've used that to really target the Recycle Week campaign. We'll then move into an external speaker from Let's Go Zero, a schools campaign to get schools going zero carbon. We've just become a supporter of those. So we'll have Suzanne will come and talk to us about the work that they do. We'll then have a break, some Q&As, and then we'll have the first sponsor panel discussion, which will be hosted by our chair, Sebastian, who's recently become our chair over the past year, has come from Unilever, and he'll be talking to Britvic and Tesco's about some of the work that they're doing. So that's day one. Then we have one on Wednesday, again over lunchtime. We have Ruth, who you heard from earlier. She'll, with her colleague Sally, will be talking about local authority food waste collections. And we have a few other speakers as well. You can see there from Hackney and Swansea talking about their experiences of food waste collections where they are. We'll then move into a talk from David Hall from Behaviour Change Limited, and he'll be talking about behavioural science and how we can use that to tackle miscapture and contamination. So, you know, the things we can do on top of the communications that we do. So a bit of a shorter session on the Wednesday. Then we'll go on to Thursday, where we'll have the last session over lunchtime. And this one's around kind of business recycling requirements in Wales, in England, and in Northern Ireland. So Ruth Partridge and Keith Patterson are names you might recognise. They'll be talking about the requirements there. Then short Q&A and break, and then we'll have our second panel discussion, this time hosted by our Deputy Chair, Sarah. And she will be speaking to Danone and Boots at the moment and asking them questions about their activities that they do as citizen engagement in recycling. So really nice few days of speakers and some panel discussions. So please sign up. As I say, it's our first one. We want to see some great attendance. And yeah, hopefully we'll start to do a few more of these in future Recycle Weeks and potentially for Food Waste Action Week. So really just to finalise, how can you get involved? Obviously sign up to the Recycling Summit that I've mentioned. Use the campaign assets all over your social channels where you can. If you want, I'm sure you can print them out, use them as print copies if you're out there doing road shows or speaking to the public, talks. Post your own content. If you do that, please use the hashtag so we can see and we can get behind all the posts that you'll be doing. Use PR. Local PR is brilliant. We know these segments really love local communications, local PR. So please get behind, your local newspaper, put articles out there. Use the template press release that we will put live at the end of September for you. Also engage with your employees. Obviously, local authorities have huge amounts of kind of staff that are all kind of residents of the area or local area. So please use those internal channels to really engage with staff. Use the iconic Recycle Now swoosh, as Ruth was talking about. Use it alongside all of your communications to show that you're part of the national campaign. You can also embed the recycling locator on your website. If you want to do that, get in touch with us. So the recycling locator is that postcode-based search tool. It sits on our website, but we can give you a really nice piece of code that you can embed it on your own website and link through to it. So you can do that. It's free. So just get in touch if you want to be able to do that. Obviously, amplify all of the content that we're putting out there. We really appreciate the support that you give us online. So please do that. And also, any iconic buildings. It doesn't have to be iconic, it can be the local town hall. We do that in Banbury where our head office is. We'll make sure that the local town hall is going green. But please do that to kind of raise that profile that Recycle Week's happening. And it also gives you a great bit of content to put out on social as well as part of your local press release. And that's it. So lots happening, lots of, I suppose, asks on you to go out there and make sure that your assets are being used and you're part of the campaign. But yeah, I'm happy to take any questions. We've still got some time left. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. That was really interesting. There's lots happening, lots of opportunities for local authorities to get involved and to bring on board the schools. I'm presuming that you've actually answered everybody's questions in the presentation, because we've not had many come through. We've just had one from Holly that we have responded to in the chat, but just for your benefit, we'll say it again. Holly was asking, do you have a list of missed capture items?
Yes, so the list of missed capture items, so those items that people aren't recycling are plastic shampoo and conditioner bottles, plastic toiletries, so detergent and cleaning bottles, plastic pots, tubs, trays, aerosols, and food tins. So they come out as the top missed capture items. I think aerosols have predominantly been there year on year. Foil actually comes out top as well. We haven't included foil into the campaign this year, just because sometimes the messaging can be very localized about what you want your residents to do with it, how clean you want it, scrunch it into a ball. So foil does come high up on miscapture, so you can use that. We don't have any assets, but if you're quite clear with your communications about what residents should do with foil, then use that alongside the metals, so the aerosols. Pots, tubs, trays, and shampoo and conditioner bottles have come kind of, I suppose, high every year. One of the good things I think I'll say, as we've got some time, is we are seeing the bathroom plastics, the capture of them getting better. So we have focused on them for many years at Recycle Now. For those that have been part of the campaign, really for the past 5 years, we've run bespoke campaigns and we have seen the capture rate get better. So the whole idea with the tracker surveys, we are tracking those behaviours. So hopefully again this year we have a big push over Recycle Week, and we'll hopefully start to see those behaviours getting better and better.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, and I guess as well, if any local authorities have got any local intelligence from their own, perhaps waste audits and things like that, they can tackle and address those particular items as well.
Yeah, I think as mentioned in the Recycle Week, every year we try and make the theme, the overarching theme, something that you can kind of use locally. So we'll always have to do our own kind of comms. So they'll focus on what we know as part of the national data. but sometimes that doesn't kind of transcribe to what you want to do locally on the ground where you are. You might have a focus on electricals, for example. It might be something that the local authority is particularly keen on, but the theme should, and we hope, always allows you to do that. So hence the big recycling hunt, you could apply that to electricals, you could apply that to textiles, you could apply it to all sorts of items that you might have a focus on. Food recycling is a great one. We know we need to do a lot on capturing more food, because at the moment collections are national. It makes it very difficult for us to do national comms on food recycling. We can do it in Wales, where they have national collections, and that's great. But if you wanted to take the big recycling hunt to kind of focus on food, by all means do, try and raise awareness of all the types of food items, the leftovers, the plate scrapings, the unavoidable food waste that people sometimes don't know about. You use the theme to promote that in your area.
Perfect. And you just touched upon Wales there. We've had a question from Terry. Will the assets be in Welsh?
It won't. So in Wales, we have the Be Mighty campaign. So there was a webinar last week delivered by kind of one of the campaign managers in Wales. So Welsh Government fund us to deliver their Be Mighty Recycle campaign, which we've been delivering for a few years now. And local authorities and partners in Wales get behind that campaign. It's very focused on the collections and the information that we get there from the National Tracker Survey. So we know in Wales and the Welsh Government are very keen to push food recycling collections. So Be Mighty is very much focused on food recycling. So yes, if you are a local authority in Wales, they have all the assets there. They're all there. They are bilingual, they're translated, and they tie into kind of the focus in Wales.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Craig. Terry, just on that, if you missed that webinar last week, if you want to drop us a line, we can put you in touch with Caroline and get you hooked up so you can learn more about that. Okay. Is there any final questions coming in? Zoe, have you seen any questions that I've perhaps missed, or anything that you think we should add?
I haven't seen any. I was just saying, and Craig probably covered this, but the assets are available with the NI Recycled logo as well in the toolkit.
Perfect. And throughout Craig's presentation, we've put the links in that can take you direct to the campaign assets and toolkit, and also to the booking registration for the recycling summit. As Craig said, you don't need to join every session if you don't, and the agenda will be expanded as we're just developing that, so please just do continue to take a look at that. Okay, I think what we'll do, we'll draw that question and answers to an end. If you can just move on to the next slide, Craig. Okay, so just to round up, as I said at the start, I'm Ruth Hunter from the Local Authority Support Team for England and Northern Ireland. Here are my colleagues. I'm sure hopefully you've all seen us or met us at various events, especially now we're being able to get back out and do in-person events. So maybe we'll see some of you at RWM this week. We will be there, so please do look out for us. If we can help you at all with any of our guides and resources and assets that we've got a whole host of on our website, please do take a look or drop us a line at la.support@wrap.org.uk. We've all got the same domain, so it'd be ruth.hunter@wrap.org.uk. We offer one-to-one support as well, so please do, if there's anything that springs to mind that you're struggling with, drop us a line and we'll be more than welcome to have a chat. We also have a string of sort of local authority webinars, and we've got one coming up on Thursday, the 28th of September, which will be running through the results of the latest gate fees report for 2023, which compares the costs of alternative waste and treatment options. So for those of you that perhaps considering the changes to services and what that may do with your costs, or looking to go to procurement, then you maybe want to come and listen to Dan and Griff that will be able to run through those results for you. So I think that's all for today's session. If I can just thank Craig and Zoe for joining us and giving us that extra detail on the campaign toolkit. And if you have any questions on the toolkit, drop either ourselves a line at LA Support, or you can go direct to the Recycle Now team. but we'll get back to you as soon as possible if you have any that you've thought of after today's session. Anything you want to add, Craig?
No, just look forward to seeing everyone's activities. It's one thing that we really like in Recycle Week on the Monday. We all obviously get in the office and we're on the social channels and we're looking out to see what, who's out and about, who's doing what. So yes, please, get involved.
Yeah, keep us busy and we can see it all coming in.
Great.
Perfect. Thanks very much for joining us and see you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.